believe we are live. So, I just wanted to come in here real quick before the close of the New York session to kind of talk about a little bit what I did this afternoon. So coming in the morning, obviously local time. In Cali, I'm Pacific time, but in New York time, we were obviously in the afternoon session, and I saw this big drop here, and kind of they tried a reversal here, but ultimately it failed. It stayed stagnant throughout lunchtime, and we finally reached a point here where I was watching it originally. I was watching this inversion up here, but then I kind of caught on that it was almost 1330, which is where I like to watch a 1 minute fair value gap form that I can use into the rest of the session, right? So that was kind of the idea of this trade short that I took here. Originally I didn't get in here, but I got in somewhere here, and we were instantly in profit and just had to sit through it a bit for about half an hour, and ultimately I took out most of it down here, but I could have held it for a longer period because I did think that it did have the potential to reach down here, but I was not able to capitalize on it because of this quick sweep here that it did and the closure above all these lows. So it kind of scared me a bit, especially in the type of environment we were. So I thought it would just close there and then continue higher for this high here, but obviously that wasn't the case, and we got a bit of an extension, but just took a small scalp here for 25 points, and yeah, that was what I did for the afternoon. Nothing crazy, but coming back to the morning, the reason I did start up the stream right now is because I wanted to point something out for tomorrow and what I was going to look at, and I was going to point out to this first fair value gap formed here. So this is Monday's first fair value gap. You can color code it whatever you want. I just prefer these colors. I've been using them for a while. Extend it till Tuesday. Might come into play tomorrow. But yeah, look how beautiful this was. If you really just take small scalps off of these levels, you could have seen it come in here. Obviously, to Monday, I don't trade the open on Mondays, so I would never try to trade this. But if you did trade this, you could always, look onto these levels to be of some help to form something, because you could take it off of this, boom, quick 20 to 40 points there. But yeah, even look when the afternoon session started. Look at that touch. With the fair value gap here on the 1 minute, so it's got some power to it. The first fair value gap on the 1 minute formed after the 9:30 open. So yeah, that's what I'm looking at tomorrow. You got your God Bless America high swept from Friday, so Thursday to Friday. That was my target. But now I'm looking at it, looks like it might be a buy side sweep. Maybe we'll go for these lows. This is the buy side liquidity from from the last all-time highs. So we are kind of bouncing there. The thing is that we do have a daily here. I didn't touch it though. Well, on the daily, on the S&P, it does kind of have a fair value gap in between these 2 days. So it could be used as an inversion tomorrow. I'm not 100% sold on the idea. Obviously, I'm more on a bullish bias at the moment, but obviously anything could change throughout the week. You know, new news comes out and such, so always gotta be careful. But one thing I do expect from this week is not really we break the outside of a range, but we stay within a range. So I have to make sure I keep track of these levels up here from Friday's high and lows from Thursday. You know, the 20-day range. So that's all I really wanted to come on here to explain my thoughts for this week. You know, what we could expect. I do expect some chop to occur this week if there's really not much news coming out. And yeah, but at the end of it, we are on a bullish trend. You know, it's best not to always fight the direction of the market overall. So something to always keep in mind. But I definitely do want to close out these funded accounts. And start building off of those. But I'll be streaming tomorrow at open, at the New York session open. And should be a good day. Should be a good day tomorrow, since today was a little bit of, did have a good range, but definitely more of an uncertainty. So we will see you tomorrow. Peace.